So, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Berkeley Pharmatech Foundation Speaker Series. I'm Himani. I'm volunteering with the foundation. The Berkeley Pharmatech Foundation is dedicated to increasing access for scientists and entrepreneurs in biotech through education, mentorship, and professional opportunities. Through this speaker series, we bring together industry leaders to share insights on biotech innovation, entrepreneurship, and career development. Please follow us on LinkedIn and feel free to reach out to Van Loan, our founder, to explore more ways to get involved with the foundation. Before we start, a quick note on the format. We will first run the talk and then open it up for live Q&A towards the end. You can drop your questions in the chat as we go or raise your hand to ask live and I'll bring them in. Today's topic is one I think a lot of us in biotech and life sciences don't talk about enough, the mental and the emotional side of building something. Founders spent years navigating uncertainty, fundraising, setbacks, and constant decision making. Technical expertise get you in the door, but resilience is often what actually determines whether an idea makes it. And that's exactly what we are going to dig today. Our speaker is Dr. Maria May, who is widely recognized as startup mentor. Outside her role at Twist Biosciences, she worked directly with early stage biotech founders, helping them build commercial strategy and business development so that their science actually makes it to the market instead of getting stuck, and helping them build partnerships, earn trust, and bring breakthrough ideas to the life. Her approach is deeply influenced by the Taoist principles of no self, serving others selflessly while focusing on helping others succeed. Today, she will be drawing on the same philosophy along with her own mindful practice to talk about how founders can navigate uncertainty with more clarity through principles from Tao, flow state, and ideas of no self and no label. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Maria.
Oh, thank you so much for the introduction. And I hope this session can be more of interactive. So please feel free to just jump in and comment, ask some questions, and react. Yeah, that'll be great. So I think I can start sharing my screen. Yeah, just first of all, I really want to have a deep connection with each of you guys. I will start with a self-introduction. So just to share my background a little bit. I graduated from University of Michigan, my PhD. And basically at the end, I pretty much felt that I'm not gonna stay in academic. So I graduated in 4 years. At the end of it, I had a sleeping bag, so in my lab, so I can just do my experiments, like when nobody's fighting for the instrument. And also because I did biological studies, so I need to time every 4 hours. I need to take measurements. So yeah, I had a sleeping bag. And the last year I had my son. And basically I defended 1 month after my son was born. And then I joined my first full-time job at Linde, which is an air gas company. This is like after 100 days of my son. And then I started my first job. So at Linde is more of a benchtop scientist role, and then there was a chance that my husband moved to the Bay Area, and then I need to just basically relocate as well. And I felt like I really don't like being a benchtop scientist. And then I had discovered this whole new world that I did not realize I have the chance to do, which is joining the commercial team. Like as a PhD scientist, like we have job fairs and it's all pretty much benchtop scientists, scientist roles. And I've never had this opportunity to learn that I can join a commercial team, like on a sales team, right? So I started with field application scientist, just like the tech support of the commercial team, right? And starting from here, I moved to a small company, a startup company. Right now, we have like, we used to have like 40-ish people. And basically, because it's a startup, wearing so many different hats, I pretty much just feel like I run my own company for the whole North America, Western North America, and also I helped APAC, Australia, and China too. So I had my lab. And then I was my own scientist support, and I just run my own sales, selling instrument services. And then I also created a lot of YouTube videos. So I was super into photography. So I have like nice cameras and I shoot myself. I publish on YouTube for marketing. And I run like so many trader shows. Basically, that was my last experience before I joined Twist. So Twist, and now it's a bigger company. I guess like you guys may be familiar with Twist. So we sell DNA, protein solutions, NGS solutions, and also we are a full CRO selling like biopharma services, drug discovery, stuff like that. But so anyway, check our stock price. It's going really well recently. So at Twist, we had all the support from like marketing and sales and scientists. So I can like fully focus on the sales part of it, and it's been great. And yeah, I had more times so that I started like helping other people just bono help. I just want to connect with more people. I just really want to help others. It makes me feel happy. Anyway, I'll explain later like why. So that's pretty much of me. And today I've prepared a presentation. And then can you still see my screen? Like the full screen? Okay, cool. So it's a one pager. I will zoom in to like each topic to talk about it. So why I had this urge to share and title this 90% stress to 90% mindfulness is that I've been through a time in life that pretty much like 90%, I'll say like more than 90% is pretty much like whenever I wake up, I feel stressed throughout the whole day. I was in such a stressed state of living. And, the reasons is basically I cannot share what happened publicly. It include a lot of things. So then everything got resolved pretty much like on its own, like by itself, right? And then I had this chance to just relax and had a vacation, long vacation after a long time, stressful time. And then like I felt like just I'm coming home, tell the world I'm coming home, like fully relaxed. And then like it just gave me this chance to burst into wisdom with enlightenment. And I was drawn into study some philosophy, and I was always into philosophy, like Western philosophy, but I was drawn during this time into Eastern wisdom, including like Taoism and also like Buddhism mindsets, right? And just adopting those changed my whole life. I felt like I was reborn again. And now I live in the state that pretty much like 90% of my time is in a mindful state, is full of mindfulness. I can let the future be the future, let the past be the past. Let now be now, only focus on the current moment and do things in the flow state, if you guys have ever read the book. So yeah, compared to before, so when I was in the stressful state, pretty much before I do anything, just by thinking of doing it, I'm already tired. It's like I'm thinking of doing my work. I feel tired already. And now it's like I haven't done anything. So I don't realize that I'm doing, but then I've done all of the things. Like now I'm not only covering myself, but also like covering for my colleague who's on leave. And pretty much like the whole day, other people saw my schedule is like so busy, but I don't realize anything, and I just do everything like joyfully. So this is why I really have this urge to share with everyone and to find people who I can help. And the goal for you here is basically to think how and where you can change to find your inner peace, your joy, and in life feel relaxed, reassured, and sleep really well every night. And in the long run, it will translate into your resilience, your company's resilience, and the sustainability of success in life. And most importantly, you get to know me, you get a helper for both life and work problems. So what to expect is first, I will explain some concept, and then it's more of digging into your feelings and explore your heart and try to switch or shift a mindset. So this is this talk. And yeah, so I know we have a lot of founders in the audience. So I have some investor friends. They tell me that a lot of people tell me that the success is less about what you do, but more of who you are, the state of your being, your capacity. So it's all about the people. And from the first principle perspective, fundamentally, it's our worldview and philosophy, right? So let's start here. So I will start explaining. So this is a loop. And then at the center of it is, I'll start with something called Tao, which means the absolute truth. So let's talk about the absolute truth first. And 500 BC, there is Lao Tzu, who named the absolute truth, Tao, because Lao Tzu said the absolute truth is imperceptible and indescribable. So let's give it a name then. Let's just call it Tao. It's indescribable anyway. And then like later on in Western philosophy is the 1900s, right? Kant, yeah, also described the absolute truth as imperceptible and gave it a name, noumenon, as compared to phenomenon, meaning it's imperceptible. We cannot understand it. We are approaching closer and closer to the absolute truth with fundamental physics, but we'll never reach the end because it's infinite. Yeah, so that's the absolute truth. And also another property of the absolute truth is indescriptible. And also later on in Western philosophy, Wittgenstein said, who's an expert in language, said, what we cannot speak about, we must pass over in silence. This is to talk about the absolute truth. Basically, it's beyond human language to explain. So those are the two properties of the absolute truth. So then how do we talk about it? We can talk about how it's like. And Lao Tzu said, okay, so how it's like the absolute truth. First, it likes the sea like water, the absolute truth like water. And then with this sea idea, I will explain how you can switch to a mindset of no self. We'll explain that later. And then the second is that it like the zero universe, which contains the positive and negative charges, positive and negative matters, positive, negative everything. And then with that, it just expands into infinity of possibilities. And with that, I'll explain the idea of no label and no judge. So yeah, so let's start from the first one, and no self. So Lao Tzu described it as the sea, as the water, and then it really aligns well with the modern physics of how we explain it as a quantum sea, a quantum sea. So yeah, so just think about this, who we are. So, and we are our consciousness, right? This is like how I think about it. We are our consciousness, and our consciousness can be described as maybe a quantum wave, right? Let's say like the consciousness is some sort of quantum wave, all in this universe of quantum sea. So quantum wave in a quantum sea, right? So for me, if I were to visualize it, it's like a droplet in the sea. So we are all some droplets in the sea. And then each of us is the container of our consciousness. So pretty much we're just droplets in the sea. And the point I'm getting into is that we're all interconnected. Picture yourself as a droplet in the sea, right? We're all interconnected. So we're all one thing. We're all this sea together. So this is the fundamental idea. And then just to give you some evidence of how we're interconnected, how we can channel through each other. So raise your hand if you've sitting in the movie theater and then you're just sitting there eating popcorn and then you're crying because you channel through the characters in the movie. Like who has ever cried in the movie theater, right? So yeah, and so this is just one example how we can channel through each other, how we're all interconnected. And also like for me, I really love those dogs. Like when I drive, right? You often see those dogs popping their head out of the window, and then I see those dogs. I see their nose is like rattling, and then I immediately feel, oh, don't the air smell so good to you? And like I see like the wind is blowing the fur away. It's like, oh, does the wind feel so good? And the dog is like curiously looking here and there. It's like, oh, isn't the world so interesting to you? So like I immediately feel how the dog is feeling, right? Yeah, and also like we had those experiences, but like what made me like really feel that I was convinced that I'm just part of the universe, we're all interconnected, is that I had this aha moment. And this is why like I linked it to the mindfulness, is when I'm in the mindful state, is easy to channel through the whole universe. So my aha moment is that I like yoga. I practice yoga every day. My favorite pose is Warrior Three. Do you guys know Warrior Three? It's like airplane pose. Your leg need to be flat, like airplane, right? And I like that because it's a super balancing pose, and balance makes me really force myself focusing on the current moment, focus on my muscle, focus on my breath, and not think about the past, not the future, just now, right? So that is in the mindful state. And so I was practicing. So basically, I was doing Warrior Three balancing pose when I was waiting for a train at a train station. And then, like, because I need to face down, right? I looked down, and then I saw a grass popping out of a stone. And then like that was really my aha moment. It's like I felt the energy through this grass, and I felt that I'm just, yeah, connected with the entire universe through the grass to the root, and the root is connected to the water leading to the sea, and the whole energy of the universe is in me. So because I am part of it. So I have the entire energy from the universe. So this was my aha moment. And I also had my friend who was just looking at the cloud while she was driving, and she suddenly like cried. So basically, the call for action for you is just start noticing those things. Like next time when you see a dog popping its head out of the window, think about how you are just part of this universe, right? How you are interconnected with everyone, and find your aha moment maybe, or just practice and gradually adopt the idea of we being part of the sea. So the point is how I changed after shifting to this no self mindset is that, when I was just, I am me, you are you, everyone is their individual. I'm selfish, everyone is selfish. When I was like that, I was, nervous when I give presentations, for example. Because why am I nervous? Because I fear of being judged, right? Because of my fear of being judged. Why do I fear of other people judging me? It's because I am myself, right? I have my ego, my self-esteem, right? Then I let go of myself. When I do presentations like this or like any other presentations, I am really helping you. This content is so important here. It could change someone's life, right? And for every presentation that I do, people come to share this time together, to listen to me. It's because the content that I'm sharing is important for them. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, right? So I shifted. It's not like I am being judged by someone. It's like I really have this urge to help you guys because we're all interconnected with the content that I'm sharing here. So this is like my mindset shift that really just get me over any sort of like nervousness in front of people. And also like in terms of my performance in sales, because now I do sales, right? Once upon a time, I was like so stressed about my quota. We have quota, like you need to make so much money for the company, like every quarter, right? And then like when I face customers, sometimes I fail to really listen to the customer, because I constantly think how I can make more from this order, how I can make more, right? How can I get the customer to pay more? And then like it really made me lose a lot of order. Like they just told me afterwards, like after a long time, like, yeah, we placed it with your competitor, with another vendor. Because I felt like you're just pushing too hard, or like you keep selling me the upgraded product that I actually don't need, or we just really don't have this budget, right? So that was me previously. Now it's like when I see every customer, I feel we're all interconnected, right? We're one thing. Like if the ear is itchy, does it need to ask the hand to, hey, I'm itchy, could you help me stretch it? No, the hand just scratch it because we're just one thing. So when I see everyone, including strangers and every customers, I really have this true heart to help heal. And then just forget about my quota because I don't even need to worry about it actually. Um, right? As long as I can help you. And then I really just turn up my ear. I suddenly feel like I can listen and I can hear what the customers are really saying. And then I can live their life. I really just live their life, right? And then at that stage, all of my customers, they just love me. Like sometimes the customer shift to another territory and cannot be managed by me. They even ask my boss, like, can we have Maria back, right? And really, like when I shifted this mindset, I do not even worry about my quota. Like my performance just went well, like so much better. So it's because like, like me doing sales and also you running company, like whatever you do, you must be helping someone, right? Yeah, if you want to be successful, you must be helping someone really successfully, right? So that is the idea of what Lao Tzu and also like dialectic says, that if you want to achieve any selfish goal, you need to be selfless first. It's like how the no self idea can actually help you achieve any selfish goals. Does that make sense? Or like, yeah, at the end, really, after I really adopted this no self idea, I just break free. It's like, yeah, I've broken free, you know. So this is the no self that I explained. But other people always ask me, but why can't most of us normally just feel the interconnection with the universe? And it's hard to always stay selfless, right? So picture this. We're all droplets in the sea, but the wind is so strong, it blows us to the shoreline, and then we become the foam along the shoreline. We can go back to the sea at any moment, but like the wind is so strong. So what is the wind? The wind is the materialized society. And it's also our habits to label what is good, what is bad. So we always chase the good and avoid the bad. So like we're always chasing for more. Like it makes everyone feel greedy for more of the good things and angry when something is out of expectation or sad when something bad happens. And with that, I want to explain this idea of no label, no judge. So let me start with a story. It's called Mr. Sai. It's a ancient Chinese story that every I guess like Chinese kids know when they were little. So Mr. Sai had a really good horse, and one day he lost his horse, and then his neighbor said, "Oh, that's too bad." Then the horse brought back another horse. So he has two horses now. And then they celebrate, oh, that's good. But then his son was riding the new horse and his son broke his leg. So that is too bad, right? Then the army came, recruiting for soldiers. And because his son broke his leg, he didn't need to go, right? So basically this story told us that the universe so remember the absolute truth is infinity of possibilities. We as human beings, can we be humble to admit that our wisdom is so limited? We cannot see what is truly good, what is truly bad. We cannot even label things as good or bad because we just don't have enough wisdom to see anything. Yeah, remember the absolute truth is imperceptible, right? So like if we can just be humble to not label anything as good or bad, right? But then like people ask me, okay, how do you make decisions? How do you move forward if you don't taste the good or bad? The conclusion is that, let me just tell you my conclusion. The conclusion is that when you're in the mindful state, you always make the best decision with your true heart, not blocked by any stress or any other not good, like other thoughts. Like I always made bad mistakes when I feel stressed and I have to make a decision when I am stressed. I always make a bad decision, like that's for sure. So we always need to get back to mindful state, to calm down, get back to mindful state. And then trust me, you will make the best decision. So that is my conclusion. So just imagine, like every single one of us is the sun in the sky, so bright, so powerful that you can enlighten everything, and you have the inspiration to do the best, to do the right thing. You always have the urge to do what is the next best thing when you have your true heart being the sun in the mindful state. But the cloud, which are the stressful thoughts, it blocks the sun. Like just get away the cloud and then show the sun. So show your true heart. And this is how you make the best decisions. So another thing is we naturally have expectations for the future. Like something we always feel like, okay, I imagine running a company is like XYZ, right? So this is the first stage. So this is actually the 3 stages explained in the Diamond Sutra in Buddhism idea. So it has a 3 stage. The first stage is, yeah, before we do something, we always have some expectations, like running a company feels like XYZ, right? And the second stage is like, oh, then when you are actually running a company, you realize it's not what you expected, or it's not always what you expected. The second stage, you always find something is not what you expected. And the third stage is really see things as what it truly is. And then you can best fit into it, fit into the current environment, not blinded by your filters, which is your expectations, and really do most helpful things selflessly. So just imagine the water, like how Lao Tzu described the absolute truth being the water. It's like, okay, so the water, imagine itself to flow into a beautiful vase. That's the first stage. And the second stage is that, oh, then the water finds actually flowed into a water bottle. Like you're unhappy now. And then the third stage is like, just like water, you just keep flowing into what fits the best at the current moment. Because your environment is constantly changing. And then you just flow and fit like water, right? Just fit into the best shape at the current moment. So you can realize what is really needed at the current environment, right? So that's the idea I want you to picture. So my change after this is that I stopped micromanaging my life, like not my work, my life. I had to do this, I had to do that. Like when I go to the gym, I had to swim like 80 laps today instead of just let it flow. So yeah, so for example, like sometimes you can design a presentation and practice too much. And when you practice too much, you don't realize the reaction from the audience, their facial expressions, or like the questions they ask you, like during the talk, right? And then like it feels like you are just forcing your presentation, your pitch to the investors to go a certain way. So this is like, yeah, one example of just like not micromanaging everything and instead let it flow. So I want to help you feel the idea of how things can flow. So one image I would like to show is that, like a cave. A wind is blowing a cave and then it's making a sound. Yeah, we've all like heard about it, or like when we're traveling, right? So the cave does not have a mouth, but it's actually just the wind is blowing through it. So with this, try to shift your mindset as, okay, the absolute truth, the universe is flowing through me. The universe is creating the company through you, as opposed to I'm fighting against the universe, I'm fighting against the environment, right? Yeah, and so to help you feel how it's different is, okay, so when I'm swimming in the gym pool, I just get in, okay, like 10 laps of breaststroke, 10 laps of backstroke, 10 laps of butterfly, 10 laps of freestyle. And then like I'm gone, right? And I don't realize how tired I feel every day, how I'm different every day. But like instead, when I'm in the resort pool, I find myself just, yeah, now my body is doing the freestyle, and suddenly I turn over and backstroke, and suddenly like my legs are doing the butterfly, but then I find myself like my hands are doing the breaststroke, and I feel like I have a mermaid tail while I have a turtle hands, you know? So it's like when I'm in the resort pool, I don't even think or design what I do. It's just like I just did it. I become the observer of my body doing my movement, right? And if you're not a swimmer, maybe you like to dance. Like when you are dancing to the music, do you think what pose I'm doing? Right? You become the observer of yourself. My body is doing this movement, doing that movement, right? So this is like how things can flow through you instead of you are micromanaging everything and fighting against the universe. Yeah, instead of fighting against the universe, just let the universe run in the company through you. And then you become the artist. Like an artist never know what he's creating. An artist just stay in the mindful state, and then the art flows through the artist. Like running a company, it's like, do you really know like how exactly your company is gonna turn into 5 years later? It's good to have the goal, like you have a direction, but we never know what we're creating. You always just do what is the best at that current moment. So this is getting back to the mindfulness. Yeah. So basically, before we talk about the mindfulness, I want to have this idea of I am enough anywhere, anytime to be mindful, to enjoy a best quality of life. So it's not meditation. Mindfulness is not meditation. Like some people meditate for 5 minutes and then immediately after meditation start yelling at his son, right? It's like, what is that for, right? So mindful is basically no judging the past, no worrying about the future, just now, every single moment. So this is basically mindfulness. And so as soon as you detach from the thoughts, which is the cloud, you will show your true heart, the sun that is so bright to enlighten everything. So the difference is are you sourcing from outside versus like inside? The idea of being enough, I am always enough. It's not like you always need something from outside. You are enough yourself. Yeah, try to feel that way. Just me, just here, just right now, with this breath, with my feeling, with this tree, with this cloud, with this wind. Like the wind is beautiful, right? The cloud is beautiful. What else do you need? That's enough. Like I need nothing but mornings. I need nothing but mornings, right? We all have mornings, right? So the difference is sourcing from outside or inside. So just me, just now, I am enough. So I want to maybe encourage you to try to whisper, I am the sun. I have it all in me. Or I am enough anywhere, anytime. And yeah, so with that, I want to explain like maybe we can have a real case study to explain my 5 steps to help you get back to mindful state whenever and whatever you are experiencing. So for example, yeah, so the 5 step is first you stop and then you turn on the observer eye. And then you turn on your wisdom, and then you show your true heart, and then things will just flow through you, right? So one example that I can use is that, yeah, for example, like, yeah, last month, we messed up an order. Basically, something happened that caused the order to be delayed for 2 days, 2 more days. And yeah, when that happened, I was basically sitting at the car, and then I immediately feel stressed. And I immediately wanted to blame others. It's like, it's not my fault. It's someone else. He did not do his part right. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I am stressed. I need to get back to the mindful state. What I do first, you stop the stress. How I stop the stress? For me, like, first of all, yeah, we breathe, right? Everybody know that trick. Yeah, just breathe. Everybody can breathe with me. Yeah, right? Take a deep breath. And then like turn on your sensation. Maybe here you can touch your face, feel your temperature, feel the temperature of your finger, or touch your skin and just get back to the sensation at that current moment. Yeah, or like I see like Judy is scratching your ears. Feel how the ear is feeling, right? Yeah, so get back to this sensation. So that detach you from the thought to the current moment. So that is to stop the thought. And then you become the observer of yourself. So it takes practice, right? Yeah, so I become the observer of me. It's not like me sitting in the current moment or like at the situation where I messed up the order. It's like I see a lady sitting in the car messing up an order. Okay, what should she do? Okay, so this is just like some of the things that is happening in the entire universe. Like just get yourself so far away, far away to Mars, and then you are viewing the Earth on Mars, and then there's such a tiny dot, which is a lady sitting in her car worried about like this order, right? Yeah, just become the observer. Sometimes like I wake up during the dream, not fully wake up, but like during the dream, I realize, oh, I am dreaming. Then I had this opportunity to twist my dream to let it move to what I want to happen, like, but still in like, sort of like half sleeping mode, if anyone has experienced that. So yeah, just like that. So then you turn on your wisdom, like what we explained, the no self and no judge, no label. So first of all, just don't label as such a bad thing. Like it's just gonna delay for 2 days, and it may not be a bad thing. Like it could be an opportunity for you to further connect, have a deeper connection with your customer, right? Your customer love you, and yeah, you can give them maybe some other benefits, right? So not a bad thing, right? First, don't label it. Yeah, it's not a big deal. And also, no self, like how can you blame others? Especially you guys are on the same team. Aren't you just like ears and hands all together, right? We're all part of together. And then like I get back to mindful state, like calm down, then you will naturally show your true heart, have the inspiration to do what is the best at that current moment. So what I did, instead of just sending out the email and blaming someone did not do that, like explain like that. So what I did is, okay, first, what is the best next step to do? So what is the best next to do, right? So this is what I said first. And then in order for the team to avoid such a mistake again, I listed the facts, like what happened before then to that lead to this happening right now, right? So that in the future we can avoid it. So this is like what I did. Like, isn't this so much better than saying someone else didn't do his part right? right? So basically this could be an example, like getting back to the mindful state, and then you will show your true heart and have this urge to do what is the best next step. So yeah, my call for action is that, I have this like dumbbell to practice my physical muscle every day. I just want to say that we forget to practice the mind muscle. Yeah, so this is something that needs practicing. So every stressful moment, you can practice this. Stop, then observe, turn on your wisdom, and then show your true heart, like every time. And also at the end of the day, reflect the day. Like, okay, now like 90%. I am in the mindful state, but like throughout the day, is there any moments that I still feel stressed? Or just throughout the day, like at the end of the day, just relive it again, and then relive the moment that you felt stressed, and then get back to that moment. Imagine yourself at that moment again, just live it again, right? And then at that time, how can you apply the stop, observe, wisdom, true heart steps to do something that is different than what you did when you were stressed, right? So just practice and reflect at the end of each day. So yeah, so with that, I explained everything that I wanted. I know this, like I practiced this with my boss yesterday, and he told me that it took him north of a decade to get into this and to realize a lot of things that I talk about, right? So I squeezed it into 1 hour, but like how can anyone just change himself, herself in 1 hour, right? So the takeaway is that, yeah, first of all, practice, just like how we practice our physical muscle, practice your mind muscle, and gradually feel how your mind and your body flows and find your inner peace and joy and feel just more relaxed and reassured, sleep really well, and also like improve performance and the quality of life, grow your company with resilience and sustainability. Like you can stress yourself, you can sprint, but yeah, to be really like resilient and sustainable, yeah, right? You cannot always stress yourself to like push through a sprint, right? And most importantly, now you know me, and now you know why I really want to help you. Like letting me helping you is actually to help me. Do you know? Yeah, because my true heart is really just helping others. If I can make anyone feel better, then it makes me feel so good. So if you were to let me help you, then you're helping me too. Because we're all interconnected. I just want to feel how people are all interconnected. This is like really my true heart. And basically, yeah, so you can scan the QR code, get connected with me, and then feel free to reach out. We can chat one-on-one. It's all like, has nothing to do with money or anything. I can help you with anything like business development of your company, helping you with your pitch to the investors, help you with your presentations, and also like any problems you have at work, at life. So yeah, that's me. That's my presentation. I really hope anyone can get something out of it. And yeah, so any questions or any comments?
Yeah, I think I can go first. Thank you so much, Maria. I think this is something we also don't know that we need it. Like, I think in this world of like being everything so quick, we somehow forget that mindfulness and all those things, how much influence they can have in our life. I think you already helped us so much by this session. We actually thought about, and the examples you shared, your real life example, it was so easy to follow and connect. And the story is so, thank you so much. If anyone has any question, feel free to raise your hand, type in the chat box.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I saw your reaction during it. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for the reaction.
I think I would be the first one to reach out to you for one-on-one session. I think I do need it. It was super helpful talking about being like feel yourself as no self and all those things. So thank you.
Yeah, also like yeah, I feel like AI and tech has been driving people crazy, right? So yeah, but isn't this the best era that allow human to be more human and machines to be more machines? Because we have the help from physical and digital AI to help us now, right? So we can focus on more human stuff and really to live a human life.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're almost about time. Anyone who wants to share or also share your case studies? Not case studies, I mean like share any problem that you are having and then see if we can apply anything here to apply to solve something that you are struggling with right now. Anyone has anything that they want to share or like bring up? Any problems that you are having right now?
Hi, Maria. Thank you for the talk. It was really informative. I guess I don't really have any questions. I just have a quick comment that, in thinking about our lives and all the challenges that we're facing, I mean, as soon as we think about a challenge, we're immediately judging and labeling something a problem, right? So to yeah, how do I put this? So to actually identify a problem, you're actually judging, like doing that a lot and very frequently. And so to like exit from that mental state, I think just takes a lot of yeah, a lot of practice, and it's something that, the Western life, all the things that happening in entrepreneurship with milestones and tractions, and all the financial metrics and KPIs and all of this, like it doesn't let us rest. Like it's making us run after these milestones and trying to prove ourselves and trying to get to a point where we can say, well, we're enough, but we never quite get there. So yeah, that's just my quick comment.
Yeah, I absolutely feel it. It's like I call it a problem is the problem to you, right? If you struggle it, then it become a problem, but it may not be a problem itself. And yeah, to be honest, like I've been through times that I broke my leg at the meantime. Like I was laid off once too, right? So, but then it doesn't change too much because what we have is every single moment. No matter I have a job or I don't have a job and I look for a job, like looking for a job is my job. It's the same thing, right? So I come to work today working for my company versus I come to work today working for myself or finding myself a new job. Isn't that the same thing, right? I still need to focus on this current moment, doing what I need to do at this current moment. It become the same thing. And then what is really affecting you is your state of mind. You're more like anxious when you're jobless. But then what you're doing at that current moment is still just getting yourself a new job. That's your job now. Right? So basically, like whatever situation we are in, we still have that current moment. We always have this right now, and we're always enjoying being at the current moment, being mindful at that current moment. When I broke my leg, is that okay? What can I do? I'm such an active person. I like swimming, like yoga, right? I have to stop all of that. But then like I tried, yeah, read a book and listen to music. And then I got new hobbies. Now I can read a book. Like before I was like, I'm so anxious to really calm down and read a book. And because I broke my leg, I really had the chance to read a book, read so many good books, actually. Yeah. So just no matter happen, you always have that current moment you need to be mindful in whatever situation, right? Yeah, so that's just like my experience.
Yeah, thank you, Maria, for sharing the story. Also, like, yeah, after that, like break, like you actually get a time and you got a new hobby of reading books. So, wow, that thanks for sharing all the stories. I think this session was much needed for all of us. So, thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We really appreciate you. And we also have a in-person session coming soon on August 6th. So feel free to join us there also. So, thank you. Thank you, Maria, once again. Thank you so much. Would love to connect with you offline also. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. And I
Thank you.
hope more people can reach out to me later.
Mhm. Yeah, we are actually getting a lot of comments. Like Karthik said, he will reach out to you for one-on-one mentorship. And Nayak said he needs recording to share with his friends, and Judy. And yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, so we can post it on YouTube
Mhm.
and yeah, you can share that with me. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Thank you so much for the opportunity too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Bye, enjoy
you.
your day.